Now I can see. What it comes down to is the fact that you enjoy treading on those things we hold sacred.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
Hey, listen!
God!
We out here mad ethnic right now.
Wake me up inside. All right, I just wanted to test out that, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep it going anyway. I gotta say, the last couple of weeks have been interesting because honestly, this whole transition in life has been fucking interesting because there was a couple issues that I knew would be falling short with. Oh man, where do I even fucking start with? I've been working on this same shit since I was 17. That's probably why I feel so long. Because no, I realized I wanted to do this when I was 16, 15, and in a house. But when I left my house to do this, I was 17. So, oh my God, I'm so fucking old. I feel old, and that's why. And I've been thinking about, like, I've been working this entire time, and I have no regrets with any decisions I made that were always in this direction, like at all. But I've just been kind of happy lately, just because just where I'm thinking things are and where I'm hoping things will go. Like it just, you get kind of whelmed at, like, oh damn, I started from there and I got here. And I'm actually super happy. Like, even right now as we speak, finishing editing up some fucking, what's that? What was that? What was that? Okay. Sticky keys. No. I don't know how I activate. I should really know more. I should know more shortcuts. I do not. That's my shortcoming as I talk about how far I've come. But I'm not even, I don't know. I've been upset these last couple weeks, and it's probably because of all this stuff. But this morning, come on. Okay. So, sorry about that, guys. I have work texting me, and it's not even bad. Like, I should realize how fortunate I have work texting me. Like, that's another thing. And well, it's not even just that. Like, work is starting to get to where I need it to do. Like, this contract is like, now, like, all right, I'm handling it my way, and I've been doing things my way, and I'm generally enjoying that. Let's see. You know what I realized? That I don't need to be upset at anything because I'm not as helpless as I was. It's weird, like, because you kind of forget that, but then you grow up with that. Without it. You grow up thinking that you, like, you know, kind of with bad things happening. Bad things happen to people all the time, but with bad things happening, and then you grow up with bad things happening all the time, and when you're a kid, you kind of have to accept that there's nothing you can do about it. That because this world is kind of like, you are super malleable to this world, which is the advantage is that you can change up. However, when you grow older, you're not as malleable. You're more rigid as a person. But if you're too rigid, it seems like the ever-changing world will break you. Which has nothing to do with what I'm talking about now. I fucking stabbed my tongue with my tooth, yo, and it hurt. Like, it really hurts to fucking talk. As if it's karma related in a weird way. But I don't know. I was thinking about that. So you're not as helpless. You can, like, I realized a couple days ago I can do a lot of more things like than I still put limitations on myself in a weird way. And then even when my reaction is to something, like even getting angry is an admission that like, oh, I can't control this situation anymore, so let me find the best, like a shortcut even though I think I was reasonable as possible. Am I not reasonable? If I have to doubt that as a person, I'm probably not reasonable. Like that's a total thing, like a total thing to figure out, right? That's fair. Oh shit! Oh my god, that was a 300ZX. That was a 1984 300ZX. Ooh, such a dork for that car. But 1984 300ZX, and they painted it black. Nice. But I guess I've been thinking about like how fortunate I am where I'm at, and I need to count my blessings because I got it kind of dialed in now. Even with the schedule, like I can now work and do what I need to do, and I found the time, and the time was like right underneath me this whole time, and I didn't even realize it. So, because I've been trying to start this weird ass channel of content, and it's working, and even to just like, best way to say it, like I don't want to be like a pro gamer, but I want to be good enough where I can be funny as shit and making video game content. And I think it's like some next level shit. I think it's different. I want to add to the game differently. I want to put in a different perspective to the game, to the comedy game. Who the fuck takes comedy that seriously? I do, because I care about it so deeply. And it's kind of crazy because, you know, you say one thing and you take the steps to do that, then things change. Because I some people like, oh my God, there's so many debates and so many nitpicky things that people talk about when they look at my shit, and it's like almost like, oh, I don't know. There's a lot of I woulda dids, you know, like, and I almost hate I woulda dids because I woulda dids are like, basically if I were you, I woulda did this move, and it's like, well, you're not me. You know, and you don't really know, like, you know, the outside perception. Like, sometimes people know too outside of the perception stories. Or, I guess that's why I kind of hate what old people do. Like, you'll notice this with a certain type of old head, is that they'll assume shit about you. Like it's always like, it's the church. Like, it's like the first people I've noticed that do it the most are churchy people, and they'll just say, "Oh, the Lord just speaks to me." So really, what they mean when they say that is like either A, this is what I think about you and I gossip about you, or B, this is what everyone else gossips about you, or whatever the fuck. But, you know, like, there's some people are really good at essentially eyeing a person up and picking up really minute details to form a backstory. You'll notice this shit also, like, what do you call those people? People who read futures and shit do the exact same thing. You know, like, con artists, that's a bad place. Like pickup artists, like basically through reading body, like a bunch of stuff, body language, the way someone talks, their walking speed, like you're able to form like a bit of a backstory behind them, and you can get really good at it if you do it like constantly. And you know, and a lot of people can do it, but the most people that I notice that can do it are people who want to get you on their side. So probably like your politicians, anyone with like a weird, like, I don't know, not a weird set, but a set of power, like because I've even been thinking like people call their fan bases now a thing. I don't know what you would call this thing, but people call their people and their fan base, like to their podcasters or whatever. Like even to a band, like you become so iconic that your podcast or your content is a movement in itself, which is really dope. But it's almost culty, don't you think? Like it's a bit culty, right? But like, what isn't a fucking cult? Like, what isn't a group sometimes? So I guess as long as you don't abuse your power, which is fucking inevitable. Which, like, thank God. Like, I guess why you don't have that in the entertainment industry so much, or the content industry, which I guess is going to be shifting over to. Because we're really shifting over into a world now where you're gonna have to be able to like people who can sing, dance, and edit. Like that is the skill set of the future, I think. I'm not sure if that's 100% true though. No, I think that's really the future. Like, is sing, dance, and editing is like really, and I'm talking about the near future. Like, you're gonna start seeing people who can do those things. You're gonna start because you're really like there's gonna be people who grew up with this shit, and so when it comes to them, like I'm pretty sure there's some high schoolers that have, that person had cop hair. I walked by like shit. And it distracted me. Where were we going with this? But anyway, like I saw a trend when I was in high school, and I was like, "There's great entertainers, but they seem to be fucked over by the rules of their industry or their trade." You can, and it just goes way back from. I saw it with Motown singers. You would just that's what the story would be. Oh, this Motown singer got screwed out, and then he finally got his money at 80 or some shit, or even with Dave Chappelle. Even though I understood what happened with Dave Chappelle, he had to do that shit. He had to quit, and and so when you quit like that, you got no clause. Like you can't compete. Like you can't get hired anywhere else. And I am just like, you know what? A major studio like Comedy Central doesn't even have to put a non-compete clause in your contract because they may not own shit. What is that shit called? Is it linear? They may not own everything, but they own everything else, if that makes sense. So you bet your ass Comedy Central owns something in Sirius Satellite Radio. You can bet Comcast is backing a couple of podcasts. Comcast, well, yeah, they are too. But you can bet that Comedy Central is backing podcasting networks. I do see them trying to get into the online content and internet platforms. You know what? Maybe this cut is a blessing in fucking disguise. I don't know what you do. I gotta go see a fucking dentist. Like, I just don't trust them because they be like, this is this much and this is wrong. You gotta go to a couple. Like, you have to do work if you're gonna go to a dentist because people don't get it right. I've never seen them get it right on other people. My fears of the dentist, and I just never really had that much of a personal relationship with one like that. Bro, just fucking cut on my tongue is make me think about it, and I have to like talk differently, which I guess is good to think before you talk. But this is randomly relevant. We don't do no thinking. We just spew that shit out. But I was talking about where I was at and just kind of just being overall happy with goals. With the goals I set aside, and just like everything is like now in a movement, or now setting in a line. I just good. Like, I guess I'm just kind of good. It's been crazy. Still grinding my heart out in Destiny. Yo, they had a fucking glitch which did not allow me to level up properly, so I've been dealing with that. However, Bungie did a hot fix that I should have started now. Hopefully it don't take long, but there's some type of hot fix that now, which is live now, just to let you know. Let's see, what else is it? If you missed engrams, basically what happened was they're supposed to have 4-day resets. The 4-day reset came along and things didn't properly reset. Some gear was missed out on. I deleted gear that was 600. That was supposed to be my powerful gear drop. However, but they said they fixed it, so those things are going to reset today. So if I grind out today, maybe into tomorrow morning, I might be raid ready. So we'll see how that goes after this podcast I put out, which I'll put out at midnight tonight. But that's the game right now. So I'm still getting raid ready. I did some streaming earlier this week, and I picked up the fucking Drifter's auto rifle, and I'm fucking with it. It's pretty strong. It's pretty fucking strong. Like, I cannot wait to find a god roll to that. Like, why aren't more people talking about this auto rifle that has like Zen moment to it? And it's just basically like, if you get locked on your target, it's curtains. Like, sweet nerd shit, bitch. So what else has happened? A lot has happened. I'm feeling sorry for Serena Williams, yo, because it became this like global debate of everything, but it's the issue that everyone thinks it is, and I'm talking about not just one of her isolated incidences. It goes on to a bigger thing. Maybe that umpire didn't deserve to be yelled at. Let's go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt, because that's what we do. That's the whole point of like trying to treat people as people, is by giving them the benefit of the doubt. And so let's do that. She shouldn't have yelled at him. However, I do understand why, because I've been through something similar like that before, and it was weird, yo. Like, all right, so Serena Williams, basically what happened, if you're not filled in, if everyone wasn't talking about it, she was yelling to this referee, and, you know, basically she was basically throwing a tantrum. And I'm not saying her tantrum was okay. I'm saying I done been there, and I haven't thrown that tantrum. And in hindsight 2020, I do wish that I did yell and get upset at people more, especially in that case. Because if you don't, like, it's almost kind of weird. It's like people want to see that. But it doesn't matter. So what this is, fuckity fuck. You know what? You can tell I lose my train of thought. But anyway, so let's look at everything Serena does. See, let's just say like her work is tennis, and she works really hard to excel at tennis. No, that is undeniable. You cannot say that this woman don't fucking excel and train hard at tennis. However, it's almost like it's unbelievable that she can do so well, or unbelievable that she knows something, or and it's like almost a consistent thing in that profession. So, but that's what it looks like. And my evidence to support this is quite simple: is that she's the highest tested tennis player in the entire league. Because people are like, I don't understand how, like, why the fuck she's stacked like this. And so she has to be taking steroids. No, she's a genetic blessing, and she works out. You know, fuck. What, you know, what more do you want? And so they test her the most. Also, her uniform, like, you know, she's forced to wear a skirt, by the way. Which, come on, like, I'm not complaining about the skirt. Tennis is pretty fucking sexualized. It just is. I would never, like, I've passed by women's tennis and I'm like, you know, especially if she's playing on watch. Like, if there's especially, and it's not because, like, I need to find a new fucking sport. I boycott fucking football, and I don't, like, I grew up watching football with my pops. It's the only thing I can talk about to other non-nerd males. I don't have anything to talk about to other. If you don't watch anime or like lo-fi, I'm sorry. I'm not pretty. Other than that, like, I like to drink. Like, we can drink some bottles. Like, cool. Like, I don't. But and it's not even that. I don't feel like anything that I would actually have anything to say to you would be of value to you. So it's just better for me to shut the fuck up. It's like, I don't know, like, to other, like, there's so much, you know, I guess I like sports and shit, and maybe I have a fascination with sports medicine, in general, because there's people who isolate certain shit. It gets interesting, but again, all I can do is listen, because I don't know about that shit. I have some basic understanding of nutrition because of fucking college courses, blah 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 blah. But, you know, I don't, like, and so I've been boycotting football, and it's not even that, like, but we're going to get into that later. I've been boycotting football, and I need a new sport. I'm like, I like playing lacrosse, but I don't want to watch it. It shit looks boring. Soccer, I don't know where to fucking start with soccer. That seems complicated. But like a bunch of things, like, she can't wear the uniform that she wants. She can't, and it's because she can't go to the cat suit. And let's face it, like, what are we really going to do with Serena Williams anyway? Like, I don't. What the fuck are we about to do with her? It's silly. It's dumb. Like you can't. There's nothing you can do to hide that. If we're speaking quite frankly, if I may untone my thirst back for a second to say, yo, you're not. What are you going to do? Put a fucking t-shirt, wrap her shirt around her waist? Like, that's not going to do anything. It's going to show her ass. She has a fat, like, just because someone has a fat ass doesn't mean you have to just because you have a feeling doesn't mean you have to enact on it. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I think we over that last week or some shit. But yeah, it's weird. It's fucking weird, man. I don't. It basically, like, so if I am her, there's going to be some feminazis pissed off. But if I'm her and I'm just trying to be proficient at the fucking sport that I bonded over my father with, like, you ever do something so much that you probably don't have any fucking clue why you do it anymore? You don't have anything left to really prove. Seriously. But anyway, so she's doing this sport, and then these people go ahead and she's getting tested all the time like she's a UFC fighter. You can't wear her, like, it was brought to her by Nike brought her that, and because it got too much attention, or maybe the fucking British people couldn't keep their peepers down in their knockers, wherever the fuck they say, she has to change to a skirt, which by the way shows her ass anyway. You can even see a cheek, yo. You can see a cheek. So hold on. So at least she's wearing like this skin tight legging suit, which covers everything, right? And by the way, leaves enough for the imagination. If you're not into that, whatever, whatever, cool. But however, then you want to wear a skirt that will definitely is going to have two cheeks popping out. So you rather two cheeks, leave nothing to the imagination. And she gets super heated in the sport. I'm pretty sure, like, my television is pretty HD. I know you're about to see a camel morph, son. I know you're going to see that back pussy. You're going to see that back pussy, yo. Like, it is, and I guess that's why they were like, you can't wear that cat suit because we missed that back pussy. You know, when you can see like the fucking indent, the fucking indent from the back. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. You like, fuck, Pornhub is $1 billion industry. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm talking about. But it's so essentially like. I have been in a job where it was like, people were like, you can't do the job well, you can't do the job well. You do it well, and then it's just such a denial of it. Or it's just such a, I just tapped the fucking filter. But there's such a denial of it that you can't be proficient at something or you can't figure something else out. But no, like I've learned how to learn, and I've also learned how to humble myself and be okay with starting at zero and not understanding some shit. And because I'm dumb. Like I am 100% not that smart. And so I have to work a little, like it takes me a little while to understand it. But once I do, I'm fucking golden. And I found little cheat codes to help me understand things a little faster. That's basically what it is. Or at least if I don't even fucking understand it, be able to mimic it enough and then study it back later. Like, and it's not really hard. Like it might have taken, say, you to get to this proficiency level, but then I don't know. I'm dumb and I work harder, and I definitely worry about the details, and I definitely worry about. I hate this shit about myself, but it doesn't matter what fucking job I have. I don't want to be a fucking scrub at it. Like I don't. Like I really want to be good enough at it, and I don't want people to be like, fuck this guy. This guy is fucking coming. He fucks up everything. That's what I aim for. That and minding my damn business. Those are the two things I really aim for. All right, good. Can I go home? But yeah, it's just Serena Williams is like she's the most bothered tennis player, even in this aspect. So you know what? When she was yelling at that ref, she was like, no, I do not cheat. No, like she's hurt from a combination of things. It's not just this one incident. It's the big pebble in the glass of water, and it fucking finally spilt over. Okay, fair enough. I'm not saying that she right. I'm just saying I understand how she got there. And you know what? More power to you, sister. Hopefully, but you know what the fuck? If you are on a pedestal, if you are great, people are going to attack you. People are going to poke and prod you. And you don't have to be great. You can just be the funny motherfucker. And people don't like that shit. So you have to just keep, it's weird, but the best advice my pops ever fucking gave me was, and I don't give him credit for shit neither, but the best advice he did ever give me was like, don't worry about what everyone else is saying. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Just worry about what you doing. Do you? And that is something that I've definitely hold on to over the years. And, if you fucking hopping along this podcast, that's what it is. Like, keep doing you, boo-boo. Keep shining. Understand why you did what you did. And I mean, they gonna keep talking shit. That magazine or that newspaper, I do like how they doubled down though, because they were like, all right, understand that we're not gonna make fun of one person because of ethnicity. We're gonna make fun of everybody, and I think that is equality. That's true fucking equality, if in a way. So back to me not watching football, and you're probably like, because I don't watch any sports. I'd rather play the sport than watch it, which is weird, right? But I also do understand, like, actually now, as I've gotten older, I would probably play the sport and then watch it too more. But I never liked basketball because I had to be, it's some bitch ass cuck shit. Take one. But yeah, my dad was the fucking coach from our basketball team. And it just kind of like took the flavor of the fun, because I could never have fun. That's all. Like, it was really serious. Like, he was serious. He was trying to push us. So it was like, all right, not allowed to have fun. I won't have fun. Attend hut, salute, get in line, run these drills. Like, it just was work, and I just did what I had to do. And he kind of put more time into my twin brother because he wanted to be, he had much more of an interest in it than me. And I was like, fuck yeah, cool, son. You can totally be Goku and I be Vegeta. And then once I didn't have to play anymore, I went to robotics club. The first thing I did when I stopped playing physical sports was go into robotics club, and then and then radio television club and art club. I went to yeah, my dad, like, you're not going to be that much of a dork. I just wanted to watch Inuyasha. Anyway, but watching football, me and my dad used to watch a lot of football. I still did in college. And what was weird is, and I guess going to HBCU will do that to you a little bit, or you just, I'm not saying maybe going to any college, but as you get knowledgeable, the football looked like the slave trade to me. It always did. And then then they started showing combine footage, and I was like, yeah, no, this is not racist. This is not, like, you ever, my uncle's not racist. My granddad that served in Vietnam doesn't have any problem with Asian people at all. He killed a lot of them, though. That's not funny. He killed, I think he only killed like 3. But anyway, I miss watching football, and I was going to watch football, and then they just haven't given me a chance to. Like, every year that it's come up to watch football, they're like, oh, we're going to put fees in if you are caught kneeling, and people are like, well, we're just going to kneel in the locker room, and everyone has to be there, and you're forcing them to. And I do understand about kneeling for being for the national anthem, except for the kneeling was the caveat. Protests are supposed to be what they are, and it's almost like we believe in the freedom of speech until we feel like our rights are being impaired from it. And that isn't right. That's not justified in a way. I hope that makes sense, because I don't want to repeat myself. I thought about something somebody said. Whatever. But that was like the icing, the Colin Kaepernick situation. It was the icing on the cake to me about these white men who own these young black kids. I'm the same age as them. These old white men owning these strong black guys who do what they kind of have to say. If they smoke too much weed or party a little too much, they'll kick them out. If they're too boring, they'll kick them out. If they're not enough of a stereotype, they'll kick them out. If they're too black, they'll make them look bad. Like the guy from the fucking Panthers. That's how long it's been. That was, you remember that shit? The Papa John's who was going against, like, they were doing everything possible to make him look like this. But for real, he was just like, yo, I want to just play football. I don't want to be a personality. Like, and they were trying to push him out and make him the bad guy and shit. I forgot this motherfucker's name. But that was a weird, like a lot of things started adding up, like the Serena Williams situation, and I didn't quite understand it, and I'm saying quite understand. So I just stopped watching football. I've kept my Chick-fil-A shit. My only reason why I don't eat that Chick-fil-A is because my older brother is gay. He's gone now. I can eat that Chick-fil-A now. I guess, like, my protest doesn't mean anything. I still fucking don't, because that shit's uncomfortable, and it just, like, if you can if you got a problem with one type of person, if you got a problem with someone because they're different, you have a problem with everybody because they're different. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not the same. But that's my, because I really do strongly be like, you don't have to yell out. You don't have to tell people to protest. I don't want to be a fucking JWFP, wherever the fuck you call them. I just really believe in, if you're going to protest, instead of speaking about it, just protest with your dollars, you know? Just protest, because we live in a capitalistic society. The best way to protest is with your money. So, you know, and I guess like the NFL, like the only reason why I even like had a hardline to television, or hardline to television, like a fucking antenna was so I could watch football anyway. And you know what? I don't know. I don't even know if I like the Ravens anymore. Like, can I like the Ravens? Because I just be wanting to watch football, just be like, just to be home, just to make it feel like I'm home, you know. And I can't even do that because that shit's just not right. It shit really don't add up to me. So weird. This old guy was looking at my blinds the other day. He got a face full of my nuts. I got out of the shower and I was cleaning it, like part of me wasn't dry yet, and I had to like swipe under my nuts. And this guy, like this motherfucker, and the shades was like, they wasn't open, but they was kind of open. And then I got like, well, you got shades and blinds? So I don't know. I got some blinds that are directional and shit, and I got shades. And I'm drying in the shit. Like the shades is covered, but the blinds is open a little bit. Just like I like regular light. You know, I like light to come in during the day and shit. Like, don't judge me, but gay. But there is I like the daylight to come in and shit. And so I was just trying to dry the under part of my sack up. So, you know, I gave it a gentle lift. I got underneath it. I was good. And I look up and there's this motherfucker in this bitch, like doing what, like hovering over it, like kind of looking, and then does the quick turnaround, like makes a quick gesture, like he wasn't looking in this bitch, but he just saw my black balls. And I just kind of felt, you know, vulnerable. and I'll be vulnerable on my podcast because no one listens to these things, and that's cool. Like you'll dig them up later, and it's going to tell some other bigger story. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is another thing that I've come to realize. I've been working since I was 17, which was my whole point earlier, and I've been working and not like hanging out like for a while. I used to be all about the hang, and then I found something I was motivated about. And all I've been doing is just working to understand it, working to make sure I can maneuver in it. And that's cool and all. And I realize I can, but I really got like zero sociality cues, or whatever the fuck you call them. Like, I don't ever know how I'm going to be in a group or a social setting. I do know I feel a lot of tensity, in which I guess that's why I break out into a goofball. Anyway, you know what? This is Randomly Relevant. And guess what, my friend? Guess what? I want to leave you with an awesome moment. Enjoy.
God gave men brains larger than dogs so they wouldn't hump women's legs at cocktail parties. Ruth Libby.
I'm not so sure your mother qualifies as a significant author of the 20th century.
Her last book sold 2 million copies.
Angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection to the starry dynamo in the machinery of the night.
It's Ginsberg.
Nice, very nice.
He's not in this class.
I said give me time.